It's July 28, 2024, CPL 1 championship match between Sharktopus FC and your Port Orchard FC, all in white today. We are at the fields of Washington Premier. They are not competing in the CPL 1 league, but they are hosting. We are here as a result of some twists and turns in a crazy season that saw everything. A lot of personnel changes, administrative snafus, but we're glad to be here, and we'll get started shortly. And today, of course, I'm joined by the abbot to my Costello, Mr. Caleb Tucker.
Great to be here, Dave.
Goalie emeritus, watercolor artist.
Modern Renaissance man.
You are, really. I wish you'd kind of knock that off. You're making me look bad. You're making the rest of us look bad, so, you know.
We'll work on that.
Work on that, will you? The roster tonight will be the same as the semifinal roster, minus Seamus Miller. Otherwise, the same winning combination as in Friday's victory over Crossfire Premier. Got a big crowd tonight.
Sure do. Couple still filing in. Plenty of time. Come on down.
A few last minute instructions. What do you think is going on in the huddle over there? You've been in that huddle. What's going on over there, Caleb? What do they say?
Usually first and foremost, we're all winners here.
We're all winners?
We're all winners. We made it to this spot, but we got here. Might as well do something magical.
Do you think maybe Coach Leonard reminds them to turn toward the stand with their backs to the stand so we can read their numbers for the sake of DAVEspn?
DAVEspn has put in a couple of emails to him, so I hope he was very mindful of that.
Me too. All right, here we go. Our opponents will be in blue. They'll be in black and blue, black pants, blue shirts. Let's hope that's not indicative of their style of play. The semifinal match against Crossfire, say what you will, but that was a very skillful match, and you got to give a lot of credit to Crossfire and Port Orchard for playing a very clean match. One yellow, I think, and
one yellow only.
Garden variety fouls here and there,
really
but
was
a very professional game.
It was soccer. They played soccer.
They played great soccer, and the 2-1 score reflects just how close it was. Crowd is into it. Let's hear the whistle. There we go. The whistle
That's
has
a proper
blown.
whistle.
I'm not sure I recognize this ref.
He's got to bounce to his step. He's ready to mix it up, I think. So Sharktopus is looking for a trap as well. Aiden up there, Johnson. Johnson flicks it on back to Sharktopus. They look to control. Looks like Sharktopus will push up to 4 up to the front line as they switch play around Colby. Colby tracks him back to make him go backwards. Johnson's got to come out now. Ball on the ground. Easy touch for Gilbert. Up to Ben. On to Javi. Javi puts Devano on. Devano's going to look to go up the line. Ben in support. Pushes it on to him. He's up there alone, so he might drop this back and look for some help in the middle, but nobody's walking the box right now. Want to see somebody coming up. We're still laying back, feeling how the game's going to go. Sharks stop the attack and collect and start to look for holes in the defense. Overlap, pushes him on. Aiden Harvey out on the ground and puts it into the chairs.
Yeah. A little taste of Aiden Harvey. Get used to it, Sharktopus.
Set the tone. Really similar start, I'd say, to the semifinal game.
Yeah. Both teams kind of laying back a little bit. Not
Through ball, opens up. A little bit of a heavy touch for Caleb Gilbert to get there. Off of Hunter Milbrook.
Yeah, Hunter blocked that.
Stays in bounds, still bouncing around. Ben looks to take charge and take it in.
Gilbert got a piece of that on defense.
Sure did. Ben looks to find Derek Johnson, but just slides it past him for Sharktopus to switch the field. Centering pass covered by Colby. Devano back to put a body on the ball. And now catches the line directly at Jordan, though. Had two on the back post, one streaking for the front post. Jordan snagged that. It was a knuckleball, so it had some power behind it.
It did look like that. It looked like a frozen rope. No arch on that.
That's going to be the first save for Jordan. His first touches on the ball. And Sharks are going to let POFC bring it at least up to the third line. Maybe saving a little bit of energy. As the wind starts to pick up again, we got about a 10-knot wind coming. It looks about cross field into our faces.
From right to across the field. Okay.
Across the field into our faces.
Oh, a little slippage there. I think that was Derek that, or no, that was Javi, number 8, who slipped.
Gilbert again comes up to win the ball. Johnson threw 2, held back, puts it behind Devano. Devano's going to try to touch it on to Cyrus, but now it's going to be a quick counterattack. He's offside.
He's off.
And the flag, does go up. Jordan comes out to scoop it up just ahead of him, but flag was there. Short to Aiden, Aiden up to Cyrus.
We know the AR is paying attention.
They absolutely are. Puts it on to Ben. Ben's in an onside position, has Johnson in the middle on the ground. Johnson's trying to fight his way through. Puts it on the ground. Keeper goes out for it and has to, because Johnson's on that back post waiting for it. Good snag by the Sharks keeper. And a good chance from POFC coming down the right side this time.
Got some glare on my viewfinder here, but of no consequence.
Sharks attacking with 4. And really working it from the outside. So far it's been only outside in. Out, cross-headed on the ball. Wow. Skims off. It doesn't get a full piece of that as Porter was trying to shut down the square ball. Really an open net there for the Sharks and missed opportunity.
Here in the foreground we got Cyrus. Cyrus is a late addition to the team, but man, every single game you can just see him coming into his own. He's really peaking right now. Played a great game against Crossfire too.
Makes things happen every time he's on the field, that's for sure.
Aiden.
Oh, looking for Ben up. Doesn't quite get there. Chip through the defense. Aiden and Hunter collapse in on that, and the ball goes back to Jordan.
Yep. At a certain point, I think they're going to realize maybe they should try the right side of the field. Rather than putting it right in.
Oh, Javi's looking for Ben on the run directly into a Sharks
a
player. Well, maybe he'll move next time. We'll get that through. Oh, splits the defense, Hunter. Ben looks for the cross ball into Devano's run. Devano gets a touch on it first, but just slides behind him enough for Sharks to clear it up. Oh, wow. Another little slip there. Devano goes to the ground, trying to push the ball away.
We got a out of bounds or a foul? Okay.
Looks like out of bounds. Gilbert touched it last, push it out. Nope, Gilbert going to the ground. Must have tangled legs a little bit, so it's going to be a ball on the ground.
Come on, Caleb. I'm trying to work the camera here. You got to watch the game.
I got to
pay attention.
My first and only. Oh, good run through the middle, but just runs into Aiden Harvey.
Runs into Aiden Harvey. You can't dribble in a
Johnson
straight line.
hustle, try to pull down, makes the edge, has two on him, is going to turn back with it. Has openings in the center of the field. Colby's there. Works with Ben Johnson, though, to move it outside. Gets his feet taken out from him, and now that he was still working, does get the call. Ref wanted to see a quick play on, but after the second time that Johnson went down, that call was given. This is going to be a kick into the wind, so it's going to float a little bit. Aiden Harvey does come up from the back, but Hunter Milbrow does stay home with Porter in the back. So almost like a corner kick.
So Derek is going to do the honors here. Let's focus on his teammates. Clustered over in the box.
An outswinger, short ball
Short
in.
ball.
Aiden Harvey's there. It's still bouncing around, and Sharks finally clear it. One runner up. Porter's got to cover down, just try to push him out of bounds. Still there. Porter goes down to the ground, misses on that one. Touch ball through, and Milbrow just enough. Goes to the ground. Heart of the Sharks. Sharks want to continue the attack with one down. Ball's still in play. Goes out for a throw, and they're going to have to check.
That is some tenacious D. And
Didn't
we got
go in with
somebody down.
Shark down, so after Hunter went into him with, legal tackle, even though in the box, so a little risky. But cleats were down and directly in front of him, so didn't hit him from the back or anything else.
And properly, no whistle. That was a clean tackle. But demographically speaking, and no offense, Caleb, but these Sharktopus guys are kind of older. They're a good, I bet on average, they're 10 years older than us. What would you say, maybe 5?
I'd give them 7.
7 years older than our guys. So they might be a little crafty, a little sly, but maybe a little more fragile.
Fragility does start to creep in on your
rather
old bones,
quickly, huh?
Looking for a long throw, and that just goes right up in the air, directly out of bounds. Flag goes up, goal kick. And no extra ball behind the net, so Porter's got to run that down, get it back into Jordan and Hunter.
No score. Early.
Breaking into the 10th minute.
Gonna play it short.
Avi comes back. Sharks are giving him room, want to keep everything in front of him. Avi finds Aiden. Aiden's got Ben running on the right, but switches it all the way to the left. Wow, shoulder into the back, but Devano tries to touch it down to Colby. Avi controls beautifully over to Gilbert. Gilbert's got time, a little bit of room. Has help on the left side, tries to get around one and just can't quite make it. Still continues on. Avi's going to switch over and cover him down while Gilbert recovers. Keep the defense in shape. Now Javi comes back to center. The Sharktopus thinking about switch and play. They're just looking for those edges, seeing which edge is going to be the most advantageous. Again, Sharks pressuring 4. Onside run on the right. Gilbert's going. Ball's put in. Jordan sees it clearly and has to take that. Quick out to Ben Wilkinson. Has one on his back and one recovering. Wants to get around one and go down the line. Johnson moving to the center, and Devano's just biding his time on that backside. Sharks get a foot to it and put it out for a white throw. And Cyrus is going to do the honors. Bit behind the stands. Short to Colby. Colby flicks back to Aiden. Aiden's going to put it in, but in between 3 blue shirts. They don't have an attack going right now, so they need to compose and then see what they can build. Now they've got the full 3 or 4 up, but Gilbert decides to knock that out of bounds. Let everybody have another think about it. Down the line again, Porter's got to pressure that. Try not to let him get that cross around. Does get around, Sharks get a touch on it. Aiden Harvey calls out for a handball. Nothing given, but the shot was, he was leaning back too far and just skies it. Goes out for a goal kick. Bouncing ball inside the 6, and that's danger.
Sharktopus has 3 shots on goal now to our 0. What do you think? About 3, maybe 4.
Javi moves into space. Ben hadn't started his run, but is calling for it now. Now he sees him, tries to get it through the defense, and just needs to find an opening, not directly to him. Sharks going to try the same thing down the line. That ball's going to float, but Hunter's going to escort that right out of bounds. Gilbert up the line, Johnson pressured by 2, back to Gilbert. Gilbert a heavy touch, but ends up controlling it back to Milbrow. Milbrow's got some room. Ben makes a check run for Devano to run in behind him, but into the wind. It ends up going to Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson around 1, trying to get through 2. Through 2, legs taken out. It's a play on to Devano, squaring up. He's got Ben there, gets to the touch line. Crosses it back into Colby. Colby with a shot off the shin, just a skipping ball.
He didn't get good contact.
He didn't, but that is one of the toughest balls to hit, coming directly at you from that angle and a weird skip.
Without taking a touch. Did he take a touch?
He did not. No, that was a one-timer. Long ball out. Colby's looking to try and take it off him. Aiden Harvey's there.
Aiden Harvey, how many times have we called that 8 minutes into the match? We've already called his name 10 times.
How many more times is it going to be?
Seriously.
I bet it's going to be a lot. Statistically. Porter switches play back to Aiden Harvey. Aiden's got Cyrus on the right. Ben's moving a little bit and goes for the long switch onto Mike Devano. Devano tries to get in front of it, goes back to Derek, tries to push it to Ben, but Sharks control, trying to run the right side line. Again, 4 pressured up for the Sharks. Opening in that midfield, Colby's got to get there. Doesn't quite, going to underlap. So Cyrus covers the line and pushes him into the middle. Opening in the middle. And some good movement back and forth. Heel pass is not going to work.
Oh, Devano with a kind of a big touch, but he
has a lot of English on that ball to be able to bring that down.
Settles it down.
Hunter had cleared it out just to get it out of trouble. Check run from Javi there back to Porter. Porter switches it to Aiden. Aiden's got Cyrus in support. Not much running up top, so uses Cyrus. Now you got some support coming over to this right side with Johnson. They might look to swing it back the other way, see what they can find there. Hunter will use his room. Finds Devano coming all the way back, chips it up, looking for Ben on the cross run. And Caleb Gilbert's moved up into a more of an attacking position right now as Javi fights for that ball. Wow, good touches. Johnson around 1, moves into the center, takes the long distance shot and just pulls it left, pulls it wide. Johnson's movement into the center and getting it onto his right foot is usually a cracker of a shot. Any chance he gets to do that, I'd love to see it. He just didn't get a hold of that one. Oh, misplayed. Ben's going to get there, at least for a 50-50. Sharks have to go down on the ground to maintain control. Good action close to the camera. Patience from both teams. There's the full switch. Decides to bring it into the middle and just taking off between Johnson and Colby.
We need to clean up our passing. Notice quite a few errant passes on both sides. Maybe some butterflies in this championship match.
Sharpness just isn't quite there. Hunter surveys, drops it. Porter on to Gilbert. Gilbert with 2 in support, but drops down back to Porter. We're probably going to see a switch play here. Hunter Cyrus is looking for the ball, wants him to bring it up. Colby's making a run up the right side, but has to pull back. Hobby with a check run into space, has some time. Again, we're overloading the right side right now, POFC. Just one of those, looking for one of those opportunities. Devano's coming back quite a bit on these check runs. Long hit from Hunter to typically where Devano's going to be, but really nobody there. Again, Sharktopus look to work the line. Porter steps up, gets it directly to Ben. Ben's got Cyrus moving on the right and does find him. So he's going to be touched by 2. He's got Devano on the line, but doesn't see him, has to get around a player. Devano's still there. Now we got to run through by Ben. Tries to put it through, does get it through the defense. It's just Ben took a shorter line on that. Great idea. Good movement. Johnson to pressure. Sharks get it out into open space. Walk it up to their 4 pressuring. And again, they're trying to work the line. Do get it through. Hayden Harvey's got to get there. And you got to watch those. Oh, wow. He has to watch diving in like that because he's diving in from behind and he catches too much of an ankle. Ends up having a look at the goal, but just looks like he gets under it. Flicks it up, out, and wide. But gained the edge there, even though he was hassled. Again, POFC looks to work it from the right side, which is against the wind. Puts Colby down the line. Sharks get a touch on it. It's going to go out for a POFC throw. Colby started out defensive, but he's moved offensive relatively early in the match. Check run and triangle. Cyrus has 2 to deal with. Gets it back to Javi. No help in the middle. Has to come back to Porter. Running.
Yeah,
Javi's running now.
Mike is definitely
Yeah.
coming back, showing for the ball.
Really trying to be a playmaker. Has Cyrus moving on the right, although Cyrus is covered. And they're just having Mike float quite a bit more. Now it gets over to Cyrus. Cyrus has 2. He's going to still go in between them. Has Ben in support. Moves it to the middle. Really in between a lot of blue. Does find Johnson. Goes over to Gilbert on the left. Has Cyrus coming all the way across the field. And he's going to get a call on that for just a little too much into the back. It'll be a kick on the ground. Into the 21st minute now.
So it feels as though each team is wanting to see if the other will make a mistake that they can capitalize on it. It really,
based on some of the other games, I've seen Sharks push this a lot and try to make a lot faster game of it, but they're playing extremely controlled ball.
Very conservative.
Here's the run throughs that they try to crossing run.
Maybe
Colby
we'll see.
Gets them away.
They'll do this in the first half. In the second half, they'll revert to their more attacking style. What do you think, Coach?
We saw that with Crossfire also. It didn't work for him quite as well.
There you go.
Mike takes the ball, finds Ben, and just under Ben's foot. Ben runs and try to keep it in bounds. stays in bounds, hassled
Keeps
by
it
2.
in.
Is probably going to try and win a corner kick off this. And that linesman is looking, picks up the flag, is not indicated, but center says corner kick.
Corner kick, nice work, Wilkinson.
It's going to be directly into the wind. So you don't want to put it too close to the keeper on this one. Also with a tall keeper, over 6 foot. Milbrow stays back. Harvey is up. Javi's going to clean up, and 2 in the box. Ben, one of our taller guys, going to be on the keeper. Devano covering near post. Run start. It's directly towards the front post, headed out by the Sharks, but right back. Back in by Porter.
Too much sun. Right in my viewfinder.
And cleared out. So Porter's our lefty, so he'll take the corner kicks from that side, coming across the field from his left defensive position.
So it's a white ball, white throw?
Yes. Sharks cleared it out. We're holding for a Shark substitution up front. Get some fresh legs running forward. Sharks have 3 or 4 up as well on the bench, at least staying warm. Cyrus looks to switch play, finds Porter in the back, has Gilbert and Hunter in support. Is looking up the field, and we're overloaded to the right side with a little bit of space, but Sharks are marking. So they do bring it back to the right since we're overloaded that side. Harvey looks for a cross ball into somewhere. I don't think he struck that like he wanted. Gilbert to control.
Gilbert, nice
in
work.
between 2, drops it back to Hunter. Pressured. A little bit more pressure from the Sharks. They step on the ball.
Hunter.
Hunter gets through it up to
Handles
Devano.
that pressure nicely.
Hunter's still on the play. He's looking to pass it off and slide back to his position. Over to Johnson now, who's moved to the right, and control in the back line from POFC. Devano comes and takes off his foot. Johnson runs on the right. They're asking for offsides.
They're asking
but he's
for
on
offsides,
wow.
and they're going to get it.
Yep. Asking you're going to receive on this one.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's a good call. And I wouldn't say that
No, it looked
casually.
it. Derek needed to hold his run for just another half second.
I'm not exactly impartial.
Never claimed to be on DAVEspn.
So if the semifinal match was a David and Goliath affair, this is the battle of the newcomers.
Well,
Both of these clubs are newcomers to the CPL 1, I think. Maybe
They are.
Sharktopus. Is this their first?
This is their first season.
First season, and it is our first season in the CPL 1 league. We earned promotion. I'm not sure how the Sharktopus team got here.
Hassled by 2. Porter gets it out before it goes out for a corner kick. So Gilbert and Herbig collapse down on the cross. Make sure that it gets out of bounds. This is going to be thrown with the wind. So if they've got a long throw, somebody who can throw long, then and he's winding up for something with the tall number 18 from the Sharks coming in. So I'm going to expect something deep. Jordan's got to set up his defense. It's coming right from the sun. Colby's got the first head on it off of Aiden Harvey's foot, and Gilbert clears it up. Sharks will hold it there, but look to continue the attack again down the line, but chipped and stays in bounds. Aiden Harvey's going to try and escort that all the way out. Doesn't get there, but takes the ball back. Oh, with 2 and just unnecessary from the Sharks hitting Aiden from behind because he's not the one that took the ball, but got the call.
Stalwart.
Oh, trouble here. Touches out. Hunter's got to get it out and does find Gilbert in space. Gilbert's going to take a little bit of space in front of him. Has Ben in support on the left as well as Devano underlapping. Devano's got to hold his run because Ben moves it to the center. Has Cyrus if he sees him, but moves it to Colby. Colby's going to probably drop to Aiden and see if Aiden sees Cyrus. No, they've switched play over to Johnson. The sun coming through the hair there, that's going to be either Porter or Johnson. Derek. So I gotta just take a quick second to double check. Oh, Gilbert knocks it off of a baby shark to put it out for a white throat.
What a standout against Crossfire. Caleb Gilbert, just really
on it every single time.
Yeah, and he's picking up where he left off. It's a good time to bring your best in the championship match.
Javi's run goes uncollected on, so he's got to kind of pull that back as we switch play. Derek in between two splits the defense, but
trying to get that to Devano.
Trying to find Devano. Switches out. Cyrus has to come back. Pressure. He'll pressure him down the line. Now double team. Tries to go through Aiden Harvey. Doesn't work. Oh, wow. From behind. That's got to be a card.
Yeah, you got to call that!
And really, again, unnecessary.
Aiden Harvey.
We got a sub in. They're going to allow a sub for Sharktopus.
Number 14.
Really?
That was clearly a frustration foul, but who wouldn't be frustrated going up against Aiden Harvey? Try again. Put in another quarter and try again.
Again, the Sharks change out somebody from the front line to try to get some of those runs back and forth. They're talking about it a little bit. Up to Javi in space. Finds Gilbert. Gilbert's got Devano in support. Devano's pressured by one, pressured by two, gets around one easily. Except that it's out of bounds. Flag goes up.
Blue ball.
Blue ball. Chipped. Gilbert got a piece of it. Blue goes down. Does get the ball first, but takes out Johnson. But because Johnson fell on him, that's a foul. Yeah, a little tacky there.
Johnson using him as a
landing pad.
As a landing pad, yeah.
Moves it to center. Has a crossing run in the center. Again, that's the new sub in for the Sharks. Seen that 3 times now, where they just from the sides touch it in the middle, and then 2 runners cross. Milbro to bring it up. Cyrus is looking to see if he needs to make a run. Tries to put Ben on. It is over the defense, but onto the keeper. Well, if it's going to go over you, it was well defended to shield the keeper from danger. Overloaded left side, looking for a split through the middle, but had to hold the run for the offsides. Sharks regroup in the back. Open space on the left, has the line. Cyrus cuts it down. Colby stays in the middle. Now Sharks push it to the line, looking for a cross, but Cyrus is right there to make him go backwards. Play with it in the middle of the field, but no.
Sharktopus very deliberate.
Very.
They are not making foolish mistakes. They feel pressure and they back away from it.
Looking for clear openings right now, and there's not many to be had for sure. And there's a chip in and tried to run through. Porter with a head on it first, but goes back to Sharks. Takes a shot, and it's deep. Jordan has to stretch out wide to cover it, but it eventually and ultimately is wide of the goal. Well struck, bounced in front of Jordan. Jordan went all the way out and covered the far post.
That was a good shot.
Well struck from about 30 yards. Short, and we'll see if Sharks are going to pressure at all. Pressure with one. Back to Jordan, up to Hunter, gets it around the pressure. Single pressure point. Colby again runs up. Long kick, Devano's running onto it, but it's into the keeper's hands. Heck of a kick, but he ends up going into the 18. Keeper comes out to collect.
They're going to force us to go through our midfield if we keep doing that.
Line ball again. Aiden's going to get there. And a heavy touch from the Sharks put it out of bounds. And they collect the ball. Again, a little surprised in the CPL 1 championship that there's not extra balls around, but that's cool.
Do they do that sometimes? They have an extra ball behind the net?
Usually you got a couple extra hanging around so you can keep play going. Long kick back, Jordan saves it from going.
Not a good decision there by the hero of the crossfire match. Trying to get it down to Mike. Popped in the air. And out of bounds. Off of Gilbert.
Porter stands in the way. Javi takes the ball, puts it up the line. There's a call into Javi, so it's going to be a POFC penalty.
Yep.
Kick. Hunter crosses to Cyrus, does find Cyrus.
Nice work. Hunter, beautiful trap.
Has Ben running on the right if he finds him.
Beautiful ball down the
splits
side.
the defense. Has 3 in the box and can't get it around the one Shark.
They take it away from Wilkinson.
Wilkinson's still there, holding up so they don't immediately counter. Long ball up, well controlled by the Sharks, but on to Aiden Harvey. Now Javi comes back. Oh, he stepped on the ball, but apparently the ball crowd knows what happened. Looks like he stepped on the ball, but ended up getting the foul called. Sharks play it short, so just continue it from here. Switching it open space. Gilbert just intercepts that onto Devano's. Devano passed one.
Oh, you gotta call that!
Wow.
Snagged him by the arm from behind.
The card's out. He knows he did wrong, but.
And we got a second yellow against Sharktopus.
We're in the 34th minute.
What do you think? Was that a professional foul?
No, there's still a lot of people in front of him. He's running from behind. I didn't think it was necessary.
Okay.
It's an early yellow for, I don't think you're gaining that much.
Who's doing the honors here? Is that Javi?
Javi's on the ball.
Is that Javi?
Short in. Gilbert looks to get ahead on it. Goes off of Aiden Harvey's feet. Sharktopus looked to clear. Not quite out yet. Over Javi, but now we've got people tracking back. Porter in his unnatural position, but he's left-footed. Gets to the ball. Gilbert flicks it on, not knowing that he's clear. Sharks control, and we'll have to reset all the way back. So defense should shape back up for POFC, and Sharks will look for left side or right side to take it down. Again, patience by both teams on these movements up in the builds. So far, the Sharks have had the most success coming up their right side, but continue to try to push it to their left.
Well, let's keep that to ourselves.
I didn't say it loud.
Let's let them continue to try to do that. And Cyrus and Aiden on this side. So good luck to the Sharks.
It's not easy to get through Gilbert and Herbig by any means. Build with an overlap, decides to go back to center. Center pushes it far right, good ball onto the feet. Again, Caleb's there, takes the ball off him, moves it upfield. See if it stays in play. Just looks like it's gonna go into touch. They're holding the ball, and we've got our first POFC sub as well as Sharks are gonna sub. So Ben's gonna come off. I'd assume it'd be Jake coming on, but gonna wait to for sure see the number. Yep, and we got Jake McKenzie sighting.
There you go. You see how he turned around so we could read the
That
numbers?
is phenomenal.
Yeah, all those emails and late night phone calls to Pat Leonard's voicemail.
Handball not
Paying off
called.
for DAVEspn.
Cross right in front of Jake. Jake's going to pressure him, push them outside onto Cyrus. Cyrus can't let him go on the line and does cover that down. Shot in the middle, has some opening room. Wild
Whoa.
shot. And again, here's the problem over the back netting.
That went
Now we're
into
gonna look
the
for a
next
ball.
county.
This would be the time to have that extra ball.
Where's the extra ball? Do we have an extra ball, Ralph? You know, the refs before the match, they have a lot on their mind. They've got to synchronize their watches. They've got to compensate for the curvature of the earth, unfurl their flags, make sure the old onion bag is secure. They don't have time to make sure there's an extra ball.
And shin guards.
And shin guard. You
always got to
everybody's
check
got to
shin
be wearing
guards.
shin guards.
And nose rings. We found that out.
We had a nose ring infraction.
We did.
You remember
in
that?
the 90th minute of a game.
Never too late for safety.
Porter chips onto Gilbert
So
just
hopefully
past him.
we keep an extra ball around
Mike Devano tries a
from here
turn.
on out. That's going to be a blue ball. He
Yeah,
must have
go.
nicked it off of a white jersey.
And that must have nicked it off Devano. McKenzie to pressure. And now Johnson gets it through two, takes a dive and gets the call.
Johnson.
Kind of drew that foul.
He did.
Cyrus again will look to cover line with Aiden Harvey in support. Make him go backwards. Make him go backwards. Jake steps in. First touches on the ball as a takeaway. Touches up. Johnson pushes Jake on. Jake's got three coming after him. Decides to try to push it in the middle. It's going to go to Johnson. Johnson still got Devano. Tries to just a light chip up, but ends up getting too much boot on it for Devano running on. But a quick counterattack again, started by Jake McKenzie. Always a presence.
Man, the sunlight is really playing tricks on me here. I hope I didn't lose that action. But if I did, well, you just have to use your imagination. And follow along the wordsmith bird's eye view of Mr. Caleb Tucker. Play-by-play.
Into the 39th minute now as we get back to it. As Jordan calls his defense, again, 4 Sharks up. They run the right side. Ball comes in. A diving kick is held up by the Sharks as the ball was already passed. Cyrus collects on the other side. Swings it far upfield. Looks for Devano on a cross run. Ball stays in bounds after a Shark touch. Jake to pressure and to trap. Sharks have to go backwards.
How much more time we got in the half?
We got about 5 minutes, but we got 2 yellow cards and little other shenanigans. I'm going to give it 3 to 4 extra minutes because we had a ball go out that we couldn't have an extra ball.
Right. We got another sub coming in for the Sharktopus.
This looks to be, they've been switching out their offense quite a bit. Again, looks to be moving up forward. Let's keep fresh flags there. Caleb's throwing gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be another white throw.
Looking for Colby.
Oh, wow, makes a
Colby
miss.
faked everybody out, including
Has
Colby.
Devano on the run. Devano, they just get in front of it. Flicked over, but Devano into the back is going to get called.
Devano got called for the foul?
Yeah, just too much into the back. He's trying to get around him and made too much contact.
Well, I know it wasn't on purpose. I know Mike. He wouldn't have done that on purpose.
He was purposely trying to get to the ball, but no, not trying to go through the player. Player got good position. And we got a higher pressure now from POFC as the last 5 minutes kicks into gear. I don't know if there's a signal given. Sharks get out of the first trap and pass it directly to Mike Devano. He's got Jake wide open on the right if he sees him. Through 2, but just taken off his feet at the last minute. I love Jake just ghosting over on the right, waiting for something to pop through. Colby's got it now, has Cyrus, but Cyrus was marked, so plays it short. Hunter over to Aiden. Cyrus in support. I'm looking for somebody to make a run to the right on a diagonal run. That's what Aiden was looking for also. But shielded back to the keeper, taking off his feet. Sharks are looking to clear, but McKenzie's gonna pressure the whole way. Now Devano joins the game. Now you gotta get it past Gilbert. Oh, does flick it past. Has a runner down the line, gonna use him. Javi's gotta come back. Porter's already covering one. Only 3 up for the Sharks right now, and Javi eventually gets a foot on it. On to Jake to flick it over to Devano. They thought he came from an offsides position, but their number 20 was deep. So Devano was on sides, has to get through 2 or around them. Finds Jake in the middle, touches it to Johnson. Johnson looks for an initial shot, but gets his feet under him. Colby from long distance, and a good strike. Rising ball just wide of the net. Keeper might not have been able to cover that top corner. 43rd minute. Sharks build again. Looks like that PO pressure was just momentary.
Seemed to work for him.
Did.
I predict we will see that more in the second half from both squads. But what do I know? I'm just a guy.
Sharks look forward, can't find anything, and go all the way back. Johnson to cut it down. Steps in. Caleb Gilbert with a 50-50 ball wins it to Javi. Over to Porter, and they play a triangle. Gilbert's got to keep it in bounds and does. Chips it up the line, but no runners.
There.
Stays in bounds, so Sharks will play it from there. A little bit of switch play into space. Expect Colby to step up onto this as Cyrus covers the line. Oh, in ball, mistouched by Javi. But a direct kick in, tried to chip it into an on-running Shark, but it goes directly to Jordan. Jordan rolls to Javi. Again, Cyrus calling for it. Cyrus has a lot of space over on the right, and they just hadn't found him enough yet. Gilbert back to Porter. Porter's pressured by 2 and has to see the pressure, gets around him. Gets through 2, gets through 3, gets through 4. Pulled down from behind, not called. Sharks control, and we're going to be a little out of position. Gilbert's got to cover back on Porter's position, as Porter's all the way on the right side of the field at this point. And now
a little too much. A little too much grabbing there. Little shirt grab.
Ref's going to allow a sub. Devano's coming out for the last minute or 2. Expect maybe Gish or Ford, sorry.
That's Dom.
That's Dom.
The Dominator.
Oh
Aloha, my brother.
Dom's in the game. Set the tone, set the pace. That guy can move through people. Drew the foul for the win in the semifinal. And again, I want to see high pressure from Dom. They're not going to expect this. Dom's going to run for this whole half. He's going to be at the far gear. Porter escorts that out of bounds for a goal kick as we come to the end of regulation. Javi up to Dom. Dom touches it to Caleb. Dom runs a line, does get the ball back, but just in front of him and heavily cleared.
Let's see, do we have a second ball in the other net, maybe?
We do have a second ball in the other net. Nobody's going to get it quickly, and it's coming from center.
There you go.
Nope, center holds it back.
Ref is...
The ref literally was about to throw the ball. Okay, now he throws it. Drops back to Javi. One coming from behind, 2 in front. finds Jake. Jake tries to put Dom on, and touch through doesn't quite make it. Gilbert quickly switches field to Aiden Harvey. Harvey has Cyrus in support, now finds Cyrus. Cyrus has a line to run, does make one miss. Looking for service in the middle. He's got Dom and he's got Caleb running last. Still on the ball, misplayed by the Sharks. Cleared across! Oh! Caleb's foot! And Gilbert just under it as he's falling down. Has to try to make a falling shot and ends up lifting it over the goal. Unfortunate, but great chance. And again, Cyrus with room. He's been asking for the ball all game to make something happen. And once he has an opportunity, he does.
Yeah. That's how we do, Cyrus! Man, that was impressive.
That was beautiful. A little bit of a misplayed by the Sharks, but still had to get on it. Javi's under it now, in between two, and his pass is not sharp enough, but, oh wow. Calls a handball on Cyrus.
Handball?
Cyrus's hands were in his body, but enough of an advantage that the ref calls the foul. We're into the 3rd minute of extra time. Really tacky call on that one, and hopefully not overly dangerous. Going to be kicking into the wind, so it's going to float up a little bit.
Was it a foul or a handball?
It was a handball.
Handball, okay.
Does float it back, outswinger. Sharks get a head on it to head it backwards. Johnson on heel flick to get it around him, and crossball. Jordan has to punch it out, gets around a Shark, and Javi clears it far enough, and that's going to be the whistle for half.
There it is.
At 2.5 extra minutes played.
0-0. We're gonna change our battery. We'll be back shortly. Hunter's having a discussion with the referee. That's never fruitful unless you're asking for perhaps some career guidance. Got to be polite. Let's hope that doesn't taint the referee in the second half. All right. Otherwise, a great defensive half for Port Orchard. And we'll catch you.
Kept on out.
Here we go. We are ready to get underway in the second half. It's still 0-0.
Looks like a couple of subs. Zach's on the field. Dom stays on the field from the last half. But everybody else looks...
I see that. Zach Cohn right behind him.
Yep.
Everybody else looks...
Zach's come in for Javi. So Javi will take a break while Zach Cohn holds the midfield down with Derek and Colby in the middle. Flicked on. Hunter's there, but lets it go. Jordan calls him off. Collects. He's got Dom running up. Drops it off to Hunter. Dom crosses, and so open center with Ben on the right. Oh, poor telepath, but collected by Zach Kahn. Zach Kahn now chips it up over to the right side, but nobody there, moves back to the keeper. Keeper lets it come back and is going to control it with his feet. Looks like he's almost wasting time, but nobody's going to pressure him at this point in the match, so he has to pick it up and toss it out.
So we got Wilkinson and Dom up top. Petramola. Yes. Popped in the air.
Zach's under it, trying to battle through one. Ref lets it play on. Sharks come down with it.
Dom gets a foot on it. Dislodges it.
Aiden gets a bigger one.
Aiden's going to clear it.
Still in bounds, but rolling? No, it's going to stay. And they're going to have to play it from the back. Pushed up the line in between two. Aiden Harvey's got to get there because didn't have much help at that point in time, so clears it out of bounds. The right move and the right play in that position.
So blue ball?
Be a blue throw once they find the ball. And lining up and what he thinks is going to be a longer throw, going to be going with the wind. Referee backs him up. Throwing in from about the top of the 18. Ball's in. Hunter pushed off it. Porter's there to get a foot on it. Puts it back to the thrower. Nods it down. Trying to work the line, but ends up going center. Puts the cross in. Porter's there again. Doesn't clear it as far as he wants. Sharks try to get under to get a shot. Now still looking for some green space. Got to be careful not diving in. And do kick it off. Caleb in between two and really gets a foot on it to get it up the field.
Dangerous time of the match.
Really
right
was.
after halftime. Dangerous time of the match.
The clearances aren't going as far as POFC wants them to. Johnson and Cyrus team up for a pushback. Sharks switch field, try to run the line, but a heavy touch puts it on to Caleb Gilbert. Chips it up, looking for Dom, but just not quite there. Sharks stay on the right side, don't look to switch field. Try to put the ball through the middle, but directly into Porter. Porter does find Ben, on to Johnson. Dominic's running on, but he pulls it back. Zach Kahn into the middle of Colby, pressured by one. Moves it into space. Heel pass onto Zach Kahn, switches it over to Aiden Harvey to switch the play. Dom's going to cross run. Aiden sees him. On sides, has to try to get there. Might and does keep it in. Has Ben Johnson waiting up front. Colby trailing, has two pressured now and taken off his feet. Oh, wow. Little collision in midfield, unintentional, so play on. And Sharks counterattack down the line. Fast runner down the right side. Hunter's got to come over because it's around Porter. Cleared into the middle, but just nobody's there for the Sharks trailing. On to Colby. Colby, a weak pass up to Ben Johnson and taken off his feet for the Sharks to continue their
There we
attack.
go, Zach Kahn to the rescue.
And really puts a stop to that attack.
That's going to be a blue ball.
Somehow that's a blue ball. It looked like he touched it first, but it must have been out of bounds already. Directly onto Zach, tries to flick it to Dom, and Dom does get there. Floats past him though.
Yeah,
Dom with an
that.
arm up, arm too far away from the body with a shoulder charge, and does get the call against him. So one Sharks open on the right, five at the top of the box for them with their tall number 18 again coming in.
Caleb Gilbert is decidedly confused about who he's got to cover, but now he's looking to this guy on the far right. The whistle has already blown.
Totally.
What are we waiting for? There we go. Sorry.
I totally expect this to be floated into the box. It is. Hunter's underneath it. Gets hit from behind and called. A penalty on the Sharks, and POFC will clear it out from there.
Let's go, Dom!
POFC starts short. Colby looks up, drags the ball back, finds open space in the middle of the field. Dom in for a check run. Check run allows Caleb to move to the edge. Tries to move it into the middle, but can't get it past the Shark. Shark tries to go outside and around and does get it there. Pressured by Colby, but enough of an elbow into the back from Gilbert to get the call. Looks like it's a little bit tighter called already at the beginning of the first half. Mm-hmm. We'll see if it goes both ways. Played for switch field. Pressured by Ben Johnson. Dom's coming over to trap. They get it around them. No help from the midfield. Zach Kahn steps in the way. Off Zach.
These are Zach's first minutes in the second half here, and he's getting a lot of touches already. Blue ball.
Handball, but not called. Off Gilbert, going to be another blue throw. Open enough to be a cross, but it was on the ground. Aiden Harvey steps in front of it. Has to flick it up to himself. A little bit of juggling. Oh, and that's a handball.
There's a handball.
Wow. That was
Aiden Harvey.
He's flicking that on to 2v1 up ahead.
You can't dribble past
Somebody puts a handball on that, and you might call it a professional foul, but I'd call it a professional yellow card from here. That's gotta be penalized.
Maybe that's how you deal with Aiden. You just handball every time he
After
tries to dribble it.
After he touches the ball, moves through 5 players, the only thing that can stop him is a handball.
Plays it short.
Derek Johnson in space has Caleb Gilbert on the left and Dominic checking in the middle. Can't get it quite through him. He might be in an offside position, but it was kept on sides. Nope, the flag comes out now.
Offsides.
A lot of Sharks walking right now. They look tired.
You think that's a conditioning problem?
I think the conditioning might be coming into play.
Well, they didn't do a lot of running in the first half. It was kind of a laid-back half, wouldn't you say?
I absolutely
Not
would.
a lot of high pressure.
They've still got speed. They can pick up the pace. Poor ball up forward. Hunter intercepts, chips it up. Johnson into the back, pushes him up. Cyrus is there in open space, has Dom and Ben in front of him. Colby chips it up, finds, oh wow. Finds Johnson running on the right. I think we need to remind the assistant linesman there that it's when the ball is kicked where the player is, not that he runs past him. It was close. We'll give him that.
Now what are we waiting for?
Them to start the ball. Long ball up. Hunter
ball.
tracking underneath.
There's
it.
Hunter.
Off the chest, Zach Kahn, around 2, looks upfield.
Zach looking for somebody in the middle.
And gives it away. Trouble on the right, around the side, one touch centered in. Bounced around a couple
Gilbert.
times. Gilbert there again now. Finds Johnson in the middle, hassled by 1. Move around him, up to Dom. They're not going to go through his back. Finds Cyrus on the right side, but again, not a sharp enough pass. Dom stays with the play and wins it back.
That's how you atone right there.
On
you
to
lose
Colby.
the ball, you pursue, you get it back.
Little pinball in the midfield, but controlled by POFC in the midfield this half. It's just those passes aren't quite as sharp. Triangle play, now runners on, 3 up.
Oh yeah, Zach looking for Devano.
Looks for Ben. Ben's still in the box, still covered, but say that he pushed the guy down from behind. Ben does not agree with that call. Referee gives him a warning finger.
Wilkinson, I thought that was Devano.
No, that's Ben. Cyrus steps in to calm the situation down, act like he's asking a question just to get Ben away from the ref. Probably a good move.
That's being a good teammate.
That is.
Cyrus, he's been around the block. He knows what to do.
That was actually really professionally done.
Yeah. Cyrus, great addition to the team.
Sharks start with a switch off to the right side. Have 1 runner right, now 2, almost 3 up, pressuring. Try to bring it back to the middle, not past Dom's heel flick for a stop, but out for a blue throw. They're gonna go backwards. Has some cross options and does decide to put it in, but it's gonna go directly to, oh no, they pull it down. Looks like I was going directly to Cyrus. Pull it down, have to pull it back, and then a long cross ball into 2. Flicked over 1, and now going to be controlled by the Sharks on the outside. Crossed in, 1-touch control, in, but still back. Jordan with a diving save, still on the ground, and off of Aiden's foot. He tries to save it, but it puts into the back of the net. Too many bouncing balls, too many Sharks that have bounced directly to him. A side half volley ends up winning that goal.
One to nothing, Sharktopus on the board.
In the 56th minute, 1-0. There's still a lot of game to play. We'll see how
Here comes Devano and Dom going to the bench while Devano comes back in to the match. You gotta love the POFC fans. Port Orchard gets scored on and they give a rousing cheer for POFC to rally.
Chipped up, the Hunters looking for Devano, not over the Sharks, but directly to Zach. Pulls it down, touches, pushed off the ball from behind, not called.
Seriously.
Ben. A big push to start. After that, it was shoulder fight, but the first push there really was questionable.
Beautiful work by Johnson. Get a tiptoe on that. Yeah, looking for
Over to the
Devano.
right.
Devano, he's on.
Sharks flick it up and ends up going out of bounds. Going to be a white throw.
Whoever that was got his head on it. Saved a one-on-one. Devano
Really
with
did.
the goalie.
Colby through 2, gets it on to Johnson. Johnson, if he moves to the middle, he does. He ends up from the ground, passing to Colby, still maintained. Devano gets around 1, gets to the end line, chips it up, is cleared out at the end. Is a goal kick. Referee looks on, might have something to say to him about kicking him after the play, but no cards were shown. I think that was a warning, honestly, from center. It was a late tackle.
Did he speak with
He did.
the defender?
He did, just briefly. On the ground. Bad
hop,
clearance
skip,
out.
and a jump along the carpet. That's
Wilkinson almost got
everybody.
a foot to it first, but Sharks continue their attack, and again, come from his right side. He came from an offside position,
Offside.
and the flags go up. Devano and Wilkinson pressuring high. Johnson following. Back to Hunter to start it, over to Aiden. Man, Aiden almost saved that goal. Aiden through 2. Around another. Touches it up to Ben, but just across. Is kicked after the play and goes down. Ben from behind with Zach pressuring, and it does get a call eventually. So that slight touch from behind does get a call from center, but nothing else is going to, apparently. Oh, that's on me.
Yeah, Johnson bedeviling.
Oh, and just tries a chip into Ben to put Ben on. I'd like to see some. These passes need to be sharper on their feet. And an unforced error there. White throw. Down the line, Colby's underneath it, but just over his head. Touched out by the Sharks. Cyrus with honors. Nobody's moving. Now Ben moves to come. Tries to get it back to Cyrus, but just puts it behind him. Cyrus was running on. Colby goes to the half to the ground and gets around him. Around Zach Kahn, and now there's 3 or 4, so it's going to be in the middle. And a just misplayed pass across the field. Gilbert gets a touch on it first. Zach's got to come help try and clean up. They find the number 10 player again on the right side, who tries to keep it in for a cross, but against the wind, it just floated out. On quickly to Hunter. Hunter's going to look up the field. Has Gilbert on the right side. Makes a man miss. Has Cyrus and Johnson on the right.
Beautiful pass. What
Johnson
a great
around
pass.
1 is held back.
He's
3 times.
holding him.
Is kicked and dropped down, but
Playing advantage,
we're going to play on this one. Ball's still moving forward. Give and go touch, but just in front of Johnson. Tries to get down to save it from going out. And hey, no call there as a goal kick. As Sharks go through the sign, I expect them to take a little time on this one.
I think so.
Up 1-0 now. Not sure if you have to reset the sign there, keeper, but thank you anyway. We got asking for a substitution.
He's asking for a sub?
He just signaled sub, like, yeah, there might be blood.
Okay.
Might have gotten a little road rash there.
Looks like Ben is still chatting with the ref. What's the holdup?
So he's got to come off for a whole play. Either he can stay out or they can substitute him, but he's washing off his left forearm. Again, probably some road rash. We don't hold play waiting for that. They either can sub, or they're allowed to sub, or they play with one man down for a play.
Yeah, let's play.
Let's go!
62nd minute. Keeper holds.
Time wasting.
Wow.
Well, you can only hope. There's Zach Kahn with his head on it. You can only hope that we'll get the benefit of some stoppage time.
Harvey brings it down, but directly to a blue player. Blue late hit on Gilbert is going to get a call. Now they're going to let the blue player back on, defender.
Did anybody sub for him?
No,
I don't think so.
He just had to go
He
out
just
for
stayed
a
out.
play, and that's why they were holding the ball for as long as they could. So the next stoppage, and now allows him back on the pitch as long as his arm is covered now. Devano makes a crossing
Now that
run.
the sun is down, I can see the action a lot better.
Gilbert holding the line up to check run from Devano. Devano into space, looking for a little bit of motion. Onside, Caleb's got to save it though. Isn't able to keep it in bounds. Had to hold his run to stay on sides, and then ball slid past him a little quick.
Bringing everybody up here.
Over the first line of defense. Porter's holding him back. Gets it through onto Colby. Touches the Porter up to Zach in space. Zach has Cyrus
Zach,
on the
yes,
right.
beautiful pass.
Finds Ben in the
Wilkinson.
center, but Cyrus again is just floating on that
Out of
right
bounds,
side.
that's going to be a white ball.
Again, we're going to have to find it and go get it.
I see it.
But again,
It's in the parking lot underneath Bruce Devano's Jaguar.
yeah, amazing in a championship game that CPL 1 cannot provide enough soccer balls. It's what we play with, guys.
They're not cheap. Soccer balls cost like $70 a piece. Those good ones.
Devano touches to
Maybe
Johnson. Johnson rolls it back to Colby. Man, has Cyrus sitting over there on the side. And Cyrus has been asking for it multiple times.
Over on the far right.
Throw in for Blue. He'll flick on, but Caleb's there to touch it back to Hunter. Hunter makes one miss.
Hunter.
Into space. As Ben's in an offside
Hunter
position, has to
playing
get back.
really well.
Hunter played midfield all last season, takes it through 5 people, chips
Beautiful.
on to Ben.
On to Ben.
Is shoulder tackled off of the ball and cleared out for a corner kick. So
Great
well,
work.
good defending after
Corner
nobody could touch Hunter. And you're wondering if they're going to move Hunter up and maybe put Torres in the back.
Devano will do the honors here on the corner kick. We're going to focus.
It's going to be an in-swinger. You got Johnson covering the goalkeeper, 4 running in.
Far
In-swinger
post.
close.
Nope.
Keeper has to come out and
Still in.
punch it. Devano keeps it in. Has 2 on, makes 1 miss, makes 2 miss, makes 3 miss. On the ground, through Aiden Harvey, still Caleb on it, but Gilbert slings it wide. Devano Magic gets the square ball in, gets caught up under Aiden Harvey's feet, and Gilbert just turned around enough that can't find the frame with the shot. Into the 66th minute. Still a lot of game. Keepers chip up, Gilbert underneath it. Johnson touches, keeps going, Devano lets him go. Moves it to the middle, has some open space, but ends up now finds Cyrus on the right side. Cyrus is against 1. See if he's gonna move it middle or take him down the line. Does find Johnson moving through center, wide open, blocked off the ball!
Blocked off the ball!
Oh my goodness!
Blocked off the ball!
Shoulder
Blocked
into
off the ball!
The replay on that is just gonna be absolutely ugly because played the player and did not let Devano get to the back post to put that home in the net. Has to do it, but also has to be called for it.
You got to
and is
call
not.
that. Would that be a PK if you had called
It would be a PK.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'd be a full yellow. It's just a foul, but it's a foul in the box. Holding off. So 2 in front, and again, PO is looking to pressure. Johnson with continued good control in the center of the field. Back to Aiden Harvey. Aiden through 1, on the ground to Ben Johnson. Quick touch to Zach. Zach's got support to the right and to the left. Tries an outside of the foot to Ben Johnson, but not through the defense. Now Sharktopus is just trying to clear it out, and all it's doing is going to POFC. POFC controls again to build. Colby around 2 has plenty of legs, has Caleb on the right. Caleb's there. Cross through the middle, and they have to get a foot on that. Cyrus keeps it in bounds to play. Attack continues, trying to get back to the line, get around 1, but they end up clearing it out. But again, back to Aiden Harvey. Aiden pressured by 1 on the ground to Cyrus. Cyrus tries to flick it through the defense and run onto it, but not quite there. The runner on the left can't get through Zach Kahn. Overlap, still can't get there. Johnson controls now to Zach Kahn. Has some switch field options, and Devano checking in. Does not see the right winger and trying to get it to Caleb Gilbert. Flick through, but Aiden Harvey's there on defense. Jordan has him clear it out as the runner from the Sharks was getting close. Good communication with the defense. Poor pass, just didn't see, it was probably through the center ref, didn't see number 10 from the Sharks, just waiting for that ball. And so the pass over to Gilbert was quickly intercepted and countered.
What do we got, a sub? What's happening?
Yeah, we got a slow sub, and now they're on. So sub up forward.
Okay.
For the Sharks. And Hunter Mill brought over it, pushed hard in the back, no call, flicked on over. Caleb Gilbert's up and wants to chip Devano on. Devano's got to be on his horse. He's going to get to the ball first, but has 2 in front of him. Ben Wilkinson on the backside. Devano's still got to cover down, trying to win the ball back. Not going to get it past Gilbert. Gilbert controls on to Colby. Colby's got Johnson, sees him, takes a shot on goal, but ends up taking an outside spin, so the ball spins to the right and goes about a yard or 2 to the right of the outside post. And now we're going to sub in.
They need to work those in a little bit tighter.
Javi's going to come back in for Javi.
Zach Kahn goes out. Zach had some great minutes out there.
He did.
Really good minutes. Javi back in.
And again, even on these goal kicks, POFC isn't pushing forward yet. Still playing their game. Probably for this reason right here, because Sharktopus can counterattack quickly. Pushes it to the left, has an open sight at the goal, but the left foot just isn't there for him. Short played out to Hunter. Devano comes back on the left side. Johnson and Wilkinson up on the right side. Now Colby moves up to an attacking position. Devano checker onto Gilbert. Gilbert's going to move it up. He's got 2 in front of him. Oh, just a shot. I think that was supposed to be a cross, but ends up getting a full-footed shot on it. Keeper collects.
With the left.
High ball coming down. Porter's tracking under it. Pops it straight in the air. Aiden Harvey's got to cover. And gets a thigh on it up to Colby. Colby splits the defense onto Devano.
Beautiful
Devano touches over to Johnson.
By Colby.
Oh, and a through ball to Ben. Gets it through 2, but Ben's got to deal with the 2. Hands all over him. Not called. Another handball there by Sharks. And Johnson comes from behind.
That's going to be a yellow.
Yeah, that's an immediate
card. That's going to be a yellow.
And he wants to talk to him about it. He hadn't talked to anybody else, but he wants to talk to him about it a little bit.
So Johnson perhaps reacting to all the non-calls on POFC's striker, Wilkinson. Not getting the benefit of any love from the ref.
No, it's been relatively well called. It's just some of these big ones that you can feel like you can clearly see haven't been called. And that's 1 or 2 against POFC also that he hasn't called, but most of them have been on the Sharks against POFC that it's questionable why it's not being called. The more tacky fouls have been on POFC that I would not have expected this guy to call. Cyrus into it first, running on, in between 2. Flicks it on for Johnson down the line. Johnson controls in between 2. Taken down from behind. Where's the yellow card there?
Yeah, where's the yellow card? Clearly
kind of looks like the
retaliatory.
Same thing. I mean, had no chance at the ball. Went through the player in the back and really had no problems with that apparently. And now has him move it 1.5 yards back to make sure that that's exactly where he thought the foul happened. That's because that's what he was watching. So PO can create some danger here, and they've got everybody up. Hunter's up this time also. Porter's holding back
with him.
Kicking with the wind, absolutely. And now he's going over to tell everybody to keep their hands to themselves. Cleared in. Keeper does not catch it and punches it out. It's going to go out.
White ball.
Coming from in the sun, I'm not sure if the keeper could see that as well and was much more comfortable in punching it.
What do we got?
We got a sub.
Why is there a stoppage?
I don't.
Aiden was wanting to talk to the ref about something. Maybe he got held.
Ref called him over. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what happened there, but we got to keep our composure.
Yeah, that's a foul on. There's a lot of arm pushing there, and so that's almost a play on, but Cyrus
Maybe
fighting through it
call.
and gets the call.
Maybe that's a makeup call.
It seemed very makeup-y to me.
It did. All right, let's focus over here.
So Javi's on the ball, in swinger. Again, everybody's up. Nice ball in, onto Aiden Harvey, really close. Hunter Milbrough there, Colby calls him off, tries to take a shot, but skins it off. Chipped in, onto Devano, and Sharks have to clear the ball.
Corner kick coming
It's a corner kick. Good put back in. Devano runs onto it. Well defended, and the only thing they can do is put it out for a corner
Who
kick.
put that back in, Gilbert?
I got to look back, see if that was Porter.
Or it might have been Colby.
Johnson to take the kick.
Here it is, in the air.
Swinger, up. Cyrus is up for it. Sharks going to head to it first, but they're going to call it. Cyrus's arm was out from his body, and that's what you could see from here, and I'm assuming that's what Center saw because he's looking at the same direction. Even though the Sharks got their head to it first, calls the foul on POFC. I think that was Cyrus with the infraction. And Sharks will put another sub in.
What do we got? What's happening? Why?
Sharks substituted.
Okay.
They kicked it before it happened, before the play on, so they had to reset the ball, which actually wastes more time and doesn't get called for time wasting.
Seriously.
Which is, I mean, might put that in the repertoire.
Yeah, put that in your repertoire for time wasters.
Yeah, kick the ball early, make a reset. You got to get the ball all the way back, and you're not called for wasting 5 seconds.
That's a thinking man's waste of time right there.
This 76th minute, again, throws the ball in, and they have to reset the ball. And again, referee wants it 1.5 yards back. Colby gets ahead to it first, flicked on by the Sharks, but directly onto Porter. Porter chips it up to the right, but we're just playing bounce ball right now. Not much control. Sharks look to put on, but Hunter tracks down, nods it down. Not as much pressure from the Sharks. Devano dummy runs, gets to the ball first, and has some room open on the line. Can make people miss. There's one. Finds Johnson in the center. Touch. Was possibly looking for a shot. Gets the ball over to Javi. Javi threw to Devano. Devano crosses it in. Keeper on top of it, and Ben ran on to take it. Keeper had to get on that ball.
And Ben was right there. Goalie bobbles that, Ben's got a goal.
He does. Devano was running so fast and had to touch it so quick that he wanted a little bit further back, but that was the best he could do, and honestly, a great cross.
The whole play from back to front. Very nice.
Switch field over Aiden Harvey. Good control again by the left side of number 14. He's on a yellow card. But his controls from those crosses, that's the third one he's controlled down like that. They're trying to play give and go, bounces off of him. Javi misplays it, but still maintains control, drops it to Porter. Porter has Gilbert in support, tries to put it through too, but again, not a sharp pass. Sharks pick it off. Cross ball goes in.
Headed out for a corner.
Yeah,
by Hunter.
Hunter Milbroad has to get to that, and the only thing he can do with it is put it out of bounds. Is now the defense is out of shape, and you got an attack coming in with he knew there's people behind him. Corner kick into the wind. Sharks keep 3 back, 1 to pick up the trash, and then everybody else in.
Ball's
so they're
in the air.
Definitely holding back. Aiden Harvey with a head on first. Counterattack possibilities as Javi runs onto it. The switch ball with a cross
Looking for
run.
Johnson.
Looking for Johnson or Ben. Ben off his chest, puts it back, but just to the keeper. Didn't see Wilkinson running onto him.
He was trying to clear that out of bounds.
Really was.
And there was Ben.
I don't think that phased Wilkinson either. That was pretty impressive. Up to the left side against Aiden Harvey, just passes it to the middle and switches play. Again, this is where the goal came from after some ping pong ball. But Sharks play keep ball and reset it back to center. And again, find that right side open. Cross comes in. Porter has to deal with it, not out of trouble. Sharks still on it. Porter gets a foot on it first, chips it up.
That's a foul.
And it's a foul on the Sharks.
Foul on the Sharks.
Late stab at the ball as Porter was looking to clear and took Porter out. So that's the call. Played short. Hunter brings it up, takes the space. Surveys the field around 1, around 2, into 3, around 3.
Hunter.
Up to Cyrus. Cyrus touches on to Johnson. Johnson in space, being pressured by 2, and the run over from the defense. Ball
Still
stays in bounds. Cyrus is on it, heads it up. And Sharks then are looking to counter.
Hunter is out of position now after that beautiful run up the middle.
Run through. Jordan has to come out
Jordan
and play
comes
it.
out, clear it, out of bounds.
And now we have the offsides flag in the next time zone, so 1 hour late. 1 hour later, the flag goes up. Must be on Hawaii time. And Sharks are going to sub again, taking a little bit more time. We're in the 80th minute.
Pat is giving a little momentary coaching on the sidelines to Cyrus and
Johnson.
Colby or Johnson.
Yeah, Colby's holding center. So that's Johnson. So he's looking for them to run and gun. Cyrus controls between 2, chips it up the line, looking for Devano, but just too far. Keeper's going to probably control this. Ben's got to go pressure that to make him pick it up. And he does.
High kick.
Wow, really good ups by Gilbert. Misplayed by the
miss.
Sharks. On and should be PO ball, and it is.
PO ball.
He's reaching
Yellow!
for a card.
That's
He's
a
reaching for
yellow.
a card.
Time wasting.
He's reaching for a card. He's not going to have it. And he said, did he get his number or just give a yellow card?
What's his number? We'll help him out.
Throw into Gilbert, back to Johnson. Johnson's got help down the line in between 2, taken off the ball by the
There's
new
a foul.
substitute. And fouled in, so this can be some trouble.
Johnson can do that, but same thing Devano does. They split the defense and then they drag their feet a little bit behind them, and just inviting those defenders to swing the leg.
1 back for POFC. Porter. Johnson will be over the ball. Colby's up top. Devano I expect to run in, as well as Caleb Gilbert will take out be the second garbage man for the second man back.
The trailer.
This needs to go to the top of the 6. Goes short into Devano. Devano tries to let it go. On to Hunter. Hunter gets a shot off of a Shark, not out of bounds. Devano's to it first, but is called offsides.
Really?
That might have been the right call. I don't know. He was behind everybody, so I couldn't really see it. And now
we
we're
got another sub
PO sub. So Porter is coming out, and I think that's Jake coming in. I'm expecting this to be an offensive sub for POFC in the last 10 minutes or so to put more offense on the field. So they've taken Porter Herbig off, and
they're
Jake.
dropping.
They're
dropping Johnson back to play D.
They're dropping Caleb Gilbert back. Johnson's back there, but I expect him to continue the attack.
Oh, okay.
He's marking right now is what I think.
Gets his head on it.
And he's going to go out for a blue throw. We'll see what it looks like, but I think we've got still a strong back 3.
1-0. 1-0.
Gilbert back
10
to
minutes
Hunter.
left, plus stoppage time.
And there should be a little bit. Swung, late hit. Now it's going to be called. It's got to be a card. It is. Late hit on Aiden Harvey.
Is he playing on a card, that guy?
He's not. So the 4th card, each individual. So it's 20, 21, 14, and somebody else on a card. And just chipped the heck out of Aiden Harvey after the ball was well gone. But slows the play down considerably. Wow. And not going to be called.
Not going to be called. They're going to say that was theatrical.
Harvey's got to flick it up. Jordan covers it down. Hunter will not be happy about that. Jordan does not get a foot on this. Is trying to get it up all the way to Johnson or Devano, and it's coming back.
Still in.
Caleb's going to try and escort it out, and does for a goal kick. It was a hard shoulder in to Hunter, but a referee thought it was a legal shoulder tackle. Gilbert with a shot up, gets to Devano.
Lefty. Beautiful ball, the lefty.
Devano shoulder into his defender, and really just has to turn around, is looking for help now. Has Colby coming across, does find Colby. Colby's got Johnson on the left, but he's got Jake McKenzie on the right. In open, tries to pass it before he goes out of bounds to Ben Johnson. The keeper comes out. Keeper makes a good save and a good read there. What a great idea. Off of Colby's head, back into Hunter, and I want to see him continue the attack. Jake's got to get back on sides. There's the ball in, and Johnson's got to go for it. But Hustle can get there. Tries to get it knotted down to keep it in bounds, but out for a blue throw. 85th minute. A high kick is not called. Colby goes through it, and from the ground. And 13's on a card. Or he got called.
Play on! Let's play! The clock is our enemy.
Into the 86th minute. Ball's beautifully played. Aiden Harvey's there. Into the goalkeeper. Away, but it's called, and he's going for the card. He's going to call Aiden Harvey. Everybody's got a perfectly good chance for the ball. But
Harvey
cards
got a
Aiden
yellow
Harvey.
for hitting the goalie, I guess.
Goalie was outstretched and reaching for the ball as well. That's got to be judgment of the center, and center judges that to be not legal. That's the protect the keeper rule.
Let's go.
3 minutes left in regulation. Chipped up, Colby underneath it, wins the ball. Devano flicks on to Jake. Jake in between two and tries to push it on for a give and go, but isn't there. Colby comes back.
Colby!
Colby's on his horse right now, really trying to get something going. Sharks have 3 in attack. Finds the line. Aiden Harvey's there trying not to let the center happen. Doesn't. I don't know if that's out for a goal kick or a corner. Or correction, a corner or a throw in.
I know you're excited, Caleb,
I am.
but that's a throw-in.
It's one or the other. And an illegal throw that was let go. Oh, wow. Cyrus got too many hands on, and Sharks draw the foul on that one. And they're holding 5 back now. Really parking the bus. So this is basically like a corner kick. 2 over the ball, righty and a lefty. Only 2 attacking right now with 1 trailing. Direct shot, oh no, is an in-swinger to the top of the box. It goes out for a goal kick. Hunter quickly grabs the back ball, touched out to Hunter, ball's in play. Aiden's there, Hunter wants to put it up and does. Has Jake McKenzie to flick it on. Jake pushed from behind. Cyrus tries to keep it in bounds and does. And wow, wins it back. And no call on the hand fighting. Long kick from the Sharks, but goes out of bounds for a white throw. So double foul there maybe. Hunter around 1, passes it to Colby. Colby's pressured and doesn't hear it. Goes to the ground, gets enough of the ball, but dangerous. Has an open goal, floats to the left, still in play, and now it's out for a corner kick.
Man, that was dangerous right there.
They tried to get a quick throw in, or a quick goal kick, and got pressured quickly.
That would have been match game set.
That would have been bad.
They had put that in the old onion bag.
Going to be an in-swinging corner with the wind. Top of the box, just over a blue, goes to the ground, but I think he's going for the header. Acted like he was pushed, but quick throw into Gilbert, touches it back to Johnson. Johnson looked upfield quickly, trying to get it up. Oh, there's a handball. Again, not called. Touched through, but Hunter's there to cover. Makes 1 miss, makes 2 miss. In front of 3, sends Devano on. Devano puts his head down and runs. And Sharks are there first with a better line on the ball and goes out for a goal kick. So it'll be a slow goal kick as we have 30 seconds left in regulation. Aiden Harvey comes up, so he's going to be pressuring high. And they've got Javi starting to help stand the back line. So flicked on, open to the right. Gilbert's got to close it down. Has an opening to the goal. Doesn't get there. Gilbert gets on it first. Just slings. Still not out of trouble. The throw from Jordan doesn't get it all the way out, and there's a late foul. Johnson touched 14. They've been going at it all game, or at least since 14 came in, so the past 15 minutes. And the only handball that's been called has been against Cyrus, which his hands were inside of his body in a natural position. I've seen about 5 others not called.
Well, as I understand the rules, you're not allowed to use your hands, are you? Unless you're the goalie.
You're not. The ball gets kicked into him. It's questionable, though. Short ball out to the right. Sharks have to run to keep it in bounds, and they're going to play a little keep ball. Pressured by 3. Through Johnson, but not through. We got either an offsides or a foul call. Yeah. Into somebody's back. Hunter's on the ball and wants to put it long. Does put it long down the line. It's tough to stay in it. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to go straight out.
Minute and a half into stoppage time. Hadn't seen center look at his watch yet. Chested flicked on forward. Hunter's there, has to touch it out of bounds. Blue throw. And touched out last by Blue.
Unforced error.
White's looking to counter quickly. Cyrus all the way on this side of the field. Anybody who's close enough is now throwing it in. Devano on to Johnson. Johnson goes up for it. Cyrus brings it down, puts it on to Javi. Javi needs to put it into the box. Does look to, gets it into Devano. Devano's kicked. It's going to be a direct kick, but I think it's outside of the box.
Yeah, it looks like it's outside the box.
So where have we seen this before, Dave?
I believe the Crossfire semifinal match. Only Dom got fouled, and Colby employed the ugly man strategy. You aim for the ugliest man in the lineup, get the rebound, and put it right back in the net. Don't take my word for it. Ask Colby Juarez.
We're 2.5 minutes into stoppage time.
It works. Mike's gonna take it.
We got 4 over the ball. Everybody else needs to probably crash line, and I expect to see somebody to run out left a little bit also. Mike takes the shot, it's off the crossbar. Is it a touch? And that's the game. That was the last he was going to let, with not even 3 minutes of extra time with 4 cards.
Well, Sharktopus will celebrate their championship. They're newcomers to the league. And in a display of sportsmanship, congratulating their opponents as well. That's the season. That's the season for Port Orchard. They came up 1 match short.
Took it all the way to the end.
Took it all the way to the end. Had a topsy-turvy starts and stops kind of a season. And now it comes to an end.
It was a building year, Dave. It was a building year.
But a respectable showing for Port Orchard. Their fans still love them. Devano coming over. Saying hello to his uncle and his grandma. He's a good boy. Maybe we'll see if we catch the proceedings here, the championship proceedings, in a moment.
Jordan, Colby. They really don't want that roll.
All right. There you have it, folks. We'll catch you next season, if not before. As always, thanks for tuning in to DAVEspn. We know you have a choice. You have options in your sports viewing habits. And we want to thank you for flying with DAVEspn. So long now.